The stage is set. Look at this, the lights are on. Yeah, in between 32 and 16, Mother Nature kind of little tears of joy because we wrapped up 32, we saw it all drive. Well, now it's a little moist, not gonna lie, but we're gonna try this out. I believe we're gonna see some sight laps for our first few competitors just to make sure that it's not good stuff. But we are about to introduce you to our top 16 drivers here at United States Air Force opening ceremony. This is round 5 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. We continue on. We're going to Seattle. We're going to Utah. And eventually we'll find out who will be our 2023 champion. Many names are in the hat and plenty of titles to be earned. But before we introduce you,
Top 16.
Our top 16 drivers, if you could please stand and remove your hat, because down there you can see the young men and women wearing blue t-shirts that made a commitment to serve in our United States Air Force. To honor the commitment, remain standing while Second Lieutenant Elena Waters administers the oath of enlistment.
I just want to take a moment to thank you all for coming out. It's truly an honor to be a
Oh, I don't know what.
ceremony for these young men and women as they begin their careers in the Air Force for Space. With that said, it's now my privilege to administer. Attention to order. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, safe to face, and allegiance to the flag, and that I will support the President of the United States and the orders of the officers of the oath nation, according to regulations and the uniform code of military justice. So help me God. Please join me in congratulating the newest airmen and guardians.
Thank you so much to the young men and women. Again, Second Lieutenant Elena Waters for administering the oath of enlistment. And now presenting the colors is the Scott Air Force Base Honor Guard. And singing the national anthem is Master Sergeant Samantha Burkmeyer.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose and bright stars through the perilous sky, o'er the ramparts we roam, we so gallantly. And the rocket's red glare, the bomb's first beating air, came through the
laps of fuel remaining. 5 laps of fuel left.
Thank you so much to Master Sergeant Samantha Bergmeyer. Thank you for joining us here. Round 5 of the Formula Drift Road Championship. Now it's time to introduce you to our 16 drivers ready to do battle here on this worldwide technology raceway track. You see 15 cars up there. We are still on one, but we will get it hopefully up and running for their battle. We start with the first car apart, as this gentleman is fighting for a championship. He's come in second place before, but he wants to win the overall here in 2023. He's from that field suspension, GT Radio, Kilo Foil, F15, Cody
James.
Up next, this gentleman got second place in our most recent round of competition in New Jersey. First year ever piloting an S-chassis. First year ever piloting a supercharged P8 that field suspension GT Radio S15. It is Simon Olsen. Our next pilot won here last year. He was Ichiban, and today he is your #1 qualifier. Can he go back to back here in St. Louis? That Uptorod ISR Performance GTR 86. It is Kakuya
Taguchi. Formula Madrid.
This gentleman won last year in very wet conditions, wetter conditions than we've ever seen before. That includes even today, right now. Can he put it down in that Royal Purple GT Radio running at O'Reilly Auto Parts BMW? It is Dallin the Dozer.
Dallin Hughes.
Moving on down the line, we are seeing the Mr. Cool, and he definitely is the Mr. Cool today. In the 5-door BMW, his Pride of Paducah. It is Jonathan Hurst. Next pilot is ripping and flying that RB Army flag. The Power Stop Race GT Radio Co-Lab. Founder of Formula Drift. Be sure to tune in live around the world for 3 nights free. From Seattle to Utah and finally we'll find out who are 2021. Again, this has been the United States Air Force opening ceremony. And all the drivers are getting inside their vehicles as a special gift. United States Air Force, I apologize for didn't get an opportunity to meet, but next to me, I got
Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and
Tech
let's bring it
Sergeant
home.
Jeremy Reynolds. You nervous right now, man? I'm not. That's very honest. And I did not envy you as, obviously thank you for your service. And how long you been in the Air Force? 17 years. Did you start when you were like 5? You look young outside of the beard. You have the great beard for me. That might kind of take it away. Well, what's your role at the Air Force now?
Right now, I'm a Space Force recruit.
Space Force recruit. Okay, that's a weird flag. That's a good one right there.
I don't know if you can.
We're going to the space. We're going to the moon base. Space Force. How does one get involved with the Space Force? You say the Space Force recruiter, correct? What kind of opportunities exist there within Space Force Air Force?
So I started at the BA recruiter for the Air Force. Now I'm in Space Force. Basically, I'm doing things local recruiters.
And again, Space Force, are these opportunities around the globe, or
They are.
here? And obviously here in America, but the people not to make you nervous, but millions of people are watching right now.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right. So
Oh,
we got
fantastic drive. That's just fantastic. Amazing. You deserve that race
but
win.
yeah,
Well
we got
done,
all
mate.
over the world for Air Force. So I like to I've been to 6 different bases since I've been
That's that. Great segue. What are some of the
So
places?
Mercedes have won it, and what a great race
Oh,
it
business?
was.
I've been all over the world.
Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I really feel the track layout
After an excellent...
North Dakota, Florida.
So let's review the updated driver standings. James
Yeah, looking
increases
good,
their
Alex.
championship lead. So then, Natalie Pinkham, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Often, my go-to would be a driver who has managed to pull off an especially impressive feat during the race. However, in this instance, I was more impressed by Max Verstappen's solid, clean driving throughout the event.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action.
Thank you so much
I
for
can't wait to see what's...
Obviously, what I think is the best coach in the world. Thank you so much. And of course, thank you for your support of the Cruise Ship Air Force. I really appreciate it. I'll let you go relax and now you can unwind and climb up all those
I know, right? Stuff right now?
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Well, I got a water for you or a rock if you really want to get some energy right now. So, hey, before you leave real quick, we got the API Air Force Trivia. Let's see if you know this. Okay, all right. You might be sweating a little bit more here. How do you pronounce that? Is that SEER specialist? In the United States Air Force specialized in? Don't answer. Is it A, survival, B, spying, C, surveillance, or D, security? Again, don't answer because our fans are tuning in, and you can see in the description. Go ahead and click that. You know it?
Yeah.
But we'll never know. We'll never know. Give us a little hint.
Right there.
Okay, I think you're lying. I'm joking. Well, again, thank you so much for all the support, and again, the United States Air Force. What plane is that exactly? That's a Thunderbird, right? Yeah. You know, I had an opportunity a couple years ago to fly in one. I'm just too damn big. The front to back, and I'm a big dude. So
they do a lot of set of flights on different bases that you can fly over. They did a lot of bagging.
Okay. Well, it was pretty cool as you, man, so thank you so much. And grab a rock star, grab the water. Again, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Thank you, United States Air Force, for their support of, again, the Formula Drift Championship, as well as supporting our country. So, when we come back, we'll be kicking things off and sending it, like the stamp and send it here at round 5 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. Make some noise! St. Louis Worldwide Technology Raceway, playing host of round 5. When we come back, we're ready to see our first battle. Taguchi versus Fortenberg.
Formula Drift team, our professional tire factory down over 1,000 tires during the weekend to keep our drivers on track, competing at the highest level. TireStack.com, official tire service of Formula Drift.
And if you like to work hard and really just get what you put in, then this is a perfect fit for you. Just keep going.
execution. Here we go. Bring the shot, you can count for a good time. You can't count anybody out.
Everybody's really pushing the envelope. One mistake.
Oh my goodness.
What I do now, I'm dead.
So it's all about leadership here in St. Louis. Oh. We're in the playoffs, man. We are fighting for it today. That field has got to be.
We've got 20 seconds to shot. We can't make any mistakes. You figure it out.
It's going to be coming down to Riverdale, kids.
Is Matt feeling pressure?
The championship is on the line. Ryan Kerr, he said, hold that rock star, homeboy, let me show you something. And pulling it down. Huge repercussions here. You're a winner. Frederick, the Norwegian Hammer Osborne! What an amazing ending to a 2022 season.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris Forsberg, three-time Formula Drift champion. We're here at Formula Drift, and I have actually been doing Formula Drift events since the very beginning. Road Atlanta 2004 was my very first event 20 years ago, and we went all the way to the finals that first round. We've been punching onto the podium box every year ever since. It is just an awesome time to be out here competing still to this day and pushing for championships. But you know, our fun doesn't stop just here. We go out on track with our other friends like Ryan Spurd and Alex Shager doing Grid Life events, you know, doing ride-alongs and demos and things with my four-seater on Maniac, because, you know, drifting is, you know, it's very much about Formula Drift and the competition aspect, but I got into drifting for the fun of it, and so we still kind of have fun with drifting to this very day. So for those of you that are looking to get into drifting, I got 3 tips I tell everybody, and that is to get yourself a rear-wheel drive car, and the first 3 miles, that's the best bang for your buck, is dip, seat, and coilovers. The dip will actually lock the rear wheels, very important to get that car to slide. A seat actually seems like something you wouldn't really get at first, but for me, when you're getting the feel of the car, you really want to be able to feel the car and be held in that car nice and tight so you can get control of the wheel and not let that thing throw you all about. And then coilovers is a nice mod that will just lower the center of gravity, stiffen up the chassis with you know, heavier spring rate, and make the car a little bit more controllable, get you around the corner and have some fun with it. From there, going into more of a pro-am, pro-spec round, you're going to be slowly doing increases in the drivetrain. It's nice to start out with a car that has a pretty beefy drivetrain in it, like you know, V6 setup or V8 setup, to save you money from doing a big swap. Or the swap kit's already getting more and more affordable. So the best advice I can give you is to not overbuild your car and get seat time. Because without seat time, you're not going to become a better driver. You can get very caught up in trying to make the best drift car possible and thinking that's going to be the solution to being a better driver, but if you don't ever get to drive it, how's it going to happen? And the best part about drifting is just the community. There's so many people out here willing to help each other, and whether you got a friend that's a better driver than you, or if you're just out on the track looking for a little bit of advice, you know, there's always going to be someone that's willing to lend a hand, raise a part to get you back on track and get you around that track sideways and stable. So don't be afraid to ask for some help. Well, thanks for following along for the 20th year of Formula Drift, and we're going to do our best to get back out there and get on that podium.
This is Kahir. We are here at the Formula Drift at Wild Farm, Wild Water Technology Raceway. This is the high-class third tour. Take a look at this.
Let's go, wow.
He said it. He was Ichiban last year, and now he's #1 qualifier once again. And he won the event here last year. Can he do it again? So he has, again, just has really turned up the heat, Kazuya Taguchi, since last year's victory. I mean, every round he's just gotten better and better. And then for him to get that victory last year, I think it's just, the momentum has not slowed down. So we are about to go live around the world, as we are, but we're joined with some more partners here in just a little bit. We are moments away. The fans are coming in, and I feel like, the fans kind of waited until the heat dissipated. When that rain hit, it definitely cooled things down, but it did cool down the track, literally, as, again, the track is a little bit moist. And again, I'm going to bring in my co-host Ryan Sage here in just a little bit. We're going to wrap out about today's festivities, this weekend's festivities, which was pretty tumultuous overall. Mother Nature showed up last night in a grand fashion, rained things out, and then we had to push our pro spec into today's morning. So again, we had qualifying Thursday, we had pro spec and pro, and then we had pro spec yesterday, but we only completed 32 because it rained, and then we pushed again top 16 to today's festivities, and now here we are in 16 for our pro championship. So again, moments away from seeing our first battle and our big open here. There is Bodhi Bakshi's. The pits are in the center of the track. We have the pits in the paddock where everybody's stationed, but then they move into the hot pits area, and you can see the pits down there. Different points of focus. You can see him juggling, you see him bouncing the ball, kind of focusing. A lot of the drivers do that. I know he'd have a ball actually on a string attached to his head and kind of box that. I saw some of Matt Field, him and Ripper doing different practices, either kind of juggling balls back and forth or dropping them and catching them. Just sharpening the mind, sharpening the kind of vision and see what's going on. My man right there, he's hyped. He's ready to go. Are you guys hyped up there, St. Louis? Come on, make some noise. We're about to go live around the world. That's one heck of a corn dog there, sir. Yeah, look at that thing. He's ready to rip it and grip it right here. That looks like a big handbrake. All right, yeah, okay. Man, it's a family show. Let's relax on that thing, okay? All right, don't go anywhere. We are about to kick things off. This is Formula Drift. Championship. We are live from Worldwide Technology Raceway from Madison, Illinois, just in the shadow of the St. Louis cars. The gateway to the west, the blue collar city home here at Busch and Gold Lake Midwest. Worldwide Technology Raceway here in St. Louis. The stage is set for round 5 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. We've seen some crazy weather throughout the weekend, but it's about to get steamy. The track a little moist, but we're about to heat things up here as we enter the top 16. Qualifying began on Thursday, pro spec yesterday, going into today, and now we went over 32 to 16. Who's going to come out on top? 4 rounds previously, 4 different winners. It started with Matt Field. We'll get into that in just a little bit. But let's take a look into the round of 32 highlights. I'm Jared Deanna. Joining me is Ryan Sage. Ryan Sage, co-founder and president of Formula Drift. You were over here taking care of duties. What did you think of 32? Dry conditions, absolutely ideal.
Well, the one thing we know, or one of the many things we know about this course, is that its accordion-like feel causes it to be a track where there's a lot of contact, a lot of crashes, and a lot of controversial battles because you go from fast to slow, fast to slow. Now, what's happened in the past year is there's been extended paving, and you can see right here, all of that pavement, that darker pavement, was able to be connecting those 2 roads so we can push out wider to outside zone 3. I think that has alleviated some of the tightness of the whole track, and we are getting better drifting, but still see on that outside zone 1 lots of tire drops, lots of adjustments. There is heavy weighting on the lead driver to make sure that he drives the line and follows the criteria that the judges are looking for. And of course, outside zone 4, fast, 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 slow. And we usually see a lot of contact in that course. Now, it is nighttime. It just rained maybe about an hour or so ago. And as we look at some of the big names that went out, that has anything to do with the rain. But the course is a little bit moist right now. We will see side laps, and you have to wonder how that's going to affect the top 16 field.
You know, some big names, as you said, went down. James Dean, but still in it are our leaders. You know, we're talking about that of Matt Field, you know, Frederick Osbo, Chelsea Denofa. You know, they're still in the mix. Again, James Dean was sitting in fourth. He's out early, but Simon Olsen, you know, he's got to be feeling the momentum from last round of competition in New Jersey. And with Cody Bakshi's in his corner with all that knowledge, we take a look at that bracket. We kick things off with Kazuya Taguchi and Chris Forsberg. Chris Forsberg, again, a day one competitor. Kazuya Taguchi, our number one qualifier, going against him. So, and again, Cody Bakshi's has got Matt Field. So, speaking of Odi Bakshi's, Lorette is down there to give us our ACT track conditions report, brought to you by ACT, celebrating 30 years of clutch performance. Champions choose ACT. Lorette.
Jared, thank you so much. As you heard Ryan Sage just say, it rained, and it was a torrential downpour. That was about an hour ago, and the track has dried a little bit, but the conditions are actually really patchy. And I asked Odi Bakshi's, what do you do in this condition? And he said he'll figure it out on the sight lap. Without it, it would be impossible to tell where to put the power down. Specifically, outside zone 2 and 3, they're very slick because the water has nowhere to go. It's against the K-rail, there's very little breeze, and it's not really drying, plus this humidity has really set in. So Odi's solution is to drive alert with his feet, saying that he'll throttle down if grip is coming up and will lift if the car starts running loose.
All right, well, thank you very much, Lorette Nickel, and again, there's Odi Bakshi's. How we doing, bud? All right, so we are starting our sight laps. We already did them. Look at that. We are ready to send it. So
we were working and they were drifting.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, that's great. So here we go again. I'm Jared Dienda, Ryan Sage next to me. We're going to be calling the action. Chris Forsberg, Kazuya Taguchi. Kazuya Taguchi, notably #1 qualifier. And this is the first battle he's going to be seeing outside of practice. So this is where push comes to shove, right? So here's Kazuya Taguchi. He's been chilling. But now he's going against the driver, Chris Forsberg, who has seen competition already. And Chris Forsberg earlier on, he went against Kyle Levinas Mohan, and Kazuya Taguchi will lead, given that #1 qualifying position. They did complete their sight laps. They got a little bit of a feel. Here goes Kazuya Taguchi, that first outside zone. The lights are on, and there it is. How is the smoke going to affect the drivers as well? He can minimize due to the wet conditions. Very smooth by Kazuya Taguchi. You see Chris Forsberg get to that pocket. Could be a little bit deeper here, but great proximity and really mimicking that angle. Looks like he drops back a little bit and then slides in. Deep to that last outside zone. Keep in mind the red and white rumble strip on outside zone 4. If you hit that, you're off course. So take that into consideration. Has taken up some wheels and some body kits in previous rounds in both Pro Spec and Pro Ryan.
Well, one of the things that we're seeing here is you can still see the patchiness of the course, but there is a lot of tire smoke being generated. What we're noticing is the speeds are down. But Kazuya Taguchi, for some reason, has really locked into this course. He looked tremendous in practice. He had that #1 qualification, and right here, right on the outside zone 3. Forsberg, a veteran, knows what to do, backs off in the right place. There's a little bit of proximity to him, but Taguchi has been setting the standard all weekend long. And now they will mix things up as Chris Forsberg will take the lead.
Yeah, I think you said that properly, Ron. Just Kazuya Taguchi, he just has laser focus right now. You can see the accelerometer there. You know, both of them are firing off green. Watch this. Chris Forsberg almost makes contact when he goes from 3 to 4. Look at that. Whoop.
Yeah, real veteran.
Yeah, that was solid. And you see, he does, you know, the outside zone 4 does evade him, but I think that was, again, just that compromise of like, look, I'm going to give you that proximity. A lot of drifting fans out there. Where are my Forsberg fans at? Make some noise. Where are my Taguchi fans at? Make some noise. All right, so here we go. Let's alternate up. Chris Forsberg will now lead. Kazuya Taguchi giving chase. Chris Forsberg would love to play spoiler to Kazuya Taguchi going back to back. He says Ichiban, but Chris Forsberg wants to be numero uno himself. Going for, you know, we have three-time champions here. James is out, but ready. Frederick Osbo, Norwegian Hammer still in. We're about to send it here. Again, our first battle of our World Purple Top 16. All right, looks like we got a restart. A cone was hit by Chris Forsberg. That is strike 1 for Chris Forsberg. Yeah. There we go. Here is our top 10 standings after qualifying. So Matfield leads the pack.
Не знаешь, Никер,
Pretty
на кого?
significant there. 41 points overall. Keep in mind 100 points for first. Frederick, Osmo, and Chelsea, they are tied. James Dean out. So that's going to shake things up to 32.
О, запрет пригодится.
Bashi's Turk. Rome is out as well. You got Chris Forsberg who's in it and Dylan who's in it. So again, there's a lot of shit to take care of. Keep in mind, yeah, we're in 5th round, but that means there's 412 points total.
Right.
Or no, sorry, 409 points total. Right? So if you're on a tear, you can be still in. Here we go.
Они потеряли.
Gucci sucks into the smoke. Here goes Chris. Big eagle there from Forsberg. And oh, look at that. Gucci falls back. It has been absolutely flawless. But again, it might have hurt him as they're sitting on the bench waiting to do battle with that number one ball line position.
Понятно.
All right, so yeah, so we expected contact going off of Prospect, going off of 32. Was Kazuya too aggressive? Was Forsberg kind of, rolling slow through there? Let's take a look here.
Yeah, I think there may be a scenario here. I mean, the run is over, the battle is over, but watch the continues in the chase position. Right here, he completely misses outside zone 2. Almost kind of has to reinitiate. I think that maybe some judges would even consider that very, very close to an incomplete. But as he's trying to make up ground here, you can see this very last section of outside zone 4, there's contact there and the run stops. And of course, this white line that you have on right there, Jared, is the finish line. That's different from previous years. Here it is once again. You can see Forsberg is back to green, and Taguchi was at a really big closing pace. However, I did see one of the judges put their arm up in the air and make a 0 symbol near outside zone number 2.
Right, we're going to be utilizing these D-cell lights, I believe, here through the night. Accelerometers break it down. Green, you got positive G's. Red, you got negative G's, and then the yellow, and there's also a color blue.
Yeah, and the red is our definition of a D-cell. It's a proprietary number that we have that nobody knows. So when you see it go to red, that is the definition of what we call the visual D-cell. It means that it should be able to be seen by the human eye. When you get the gradients of yellow, that's just going to be slowing down before you get to that D-cell.
And here we go, it's unanimous. Chris Forsberg gets the win, so Kazuya Taguchi takes himself out after, again, Ryan saying, Montaigne was saying 0. He streamed out going from outside zone 1 to 2. So this is a great, basically stocking in his cap, feather in his cap. So congratulations to him as Forsberg in the non-Hendrick Nissan Z moves on. Kazuya Taguchi has knocked out. And there they go back to the pits. Forsberg rolls on back. Now, taking a look at the track map, 4 outside zones, but notably, I think the D-cell zones where the red is at is going to play a role.
No, for sure, and that D-cell zone, or the D-cell zone areas come directly from the telemetry coming off of the cars. They tell us, generally speaking, where the entire body of the Pro Series is decelling into that red area. And so what that does is that allows you as a chase driver to have something like predictability when the lead driver is entering those parts of the control. You know that most likely they are going to slow down, they are going to decel in that area.
Look at that quickly, the team already thrashing Lorette Nichols down there. And be sure to check out Lorette Nichols' Instagram. She's going to be going live during some breaks as we continue with the sight laps here for our next drivers. Lorette Nichols, if you haven't followed her already, she's just a great member of our broadcast team. But she's going to be going live. If you don't know how to spell Lorette, it's L-A-U-R-E-T-T-E, Nicol, N-I-C-O-L-L. So be sure to follow her. She's got some great stories. She's also a big lover of dogs. So if you're a dog lover, be sure to check her out. Next battle here is Dylan the Dozer Hughes and Chelsea DeNova. Make sure that hood is strapped down there, as again our fans have endured some pretty crazy weather here, from the heat to the wet, down to the steam. Here we go, as again you can see Forsberg's team quickly. Look at that, they're putting on Harley alignment straight. Chris still in the car. what he's saying there, what's going on. So, just like that, Kazuya Taguchi, number one, boom, he's out.
Yeah, and I'm hearing from the judges that contact that we had an outside zone 4 was most likely going to be irrelevant because they were giving Taguchi an incomplete on outside zone 2. Now, I think that's going to play a big role in how drivers approach that section of the course. We see that transition being very, very important to connect the latter part of the course. And as we see these two drivers come on course here, one of the underlying stories of this season is we have 3 RCR wins this season, right? And if Ricciardo Denova could continue that tonight,
yeah, and again, Dylan won in very wet conditions. He's from the Pacific Northwest. He knows how to round race in that dirt there, so he knows how to slide the car for sure. But Joe Denova turns it up to 11. How he's going to handle wet conditions? Here we go, that Royal Purple BMW. Joe Denova right there to the side. Let's see how they handle it. Again, he talks about the transition. 1 and 2. Left him on 5 and then drops into formation. Dylan used quick little direction of the sports car wheel. And outside zone 3 and Denova. Who's your So again, talking about those diesel areas, where we're at, what's going on. So again, going into outside zone 3, I mean, I'll tell you what, Denova just let him quickly on by and right back to his door.